Hi, it's Andy McCow from andymccow.com here. I'm a full-time affiliate marketer and I want to share with you my experiences having received pre-release access to Podcast Advantage. Firstly, thank you so much for taking time to check out my review of Podcast Advantage. Now, while the name might sound like it's a rehash of how-to products released by others, this is actually one product that's taken me by complete and utter surprise and wonderment. Yes, that's the word, wonderment. And comes from a UK marketer who you may have heard of called Steve Meller. Until now, Steve has been relatively under the radar, but that's set to change with the release of this product. Now, I can stand behind this review because, unlike many people who will recommend this product to you, I've actually jumped in and gone through all the training, and as a result, I have decided to recommend it to you. So keep watching to learn the tricks and techniques used by top podcasters to drive subscriptions, boost their position in their niche, and kickstart their monetization. This is what Steve will share in a knowledgeable and transparent way, sharing his strategies so that you can follow in his footsteps. Now, after the review, or indeed at any point during this video, if you want to pick up Podcast Advantage, all you need to do is click on my link in the description below. Once you click on my link, you're going to come through to my bonus page. All you need to do is scroll down and there'll be some green buttons at regular intervals. Click on any one of those, and when you do, you'll go through to the sales page where I was just showing you in that previous screenshot. And there will be a purchase button. Click on that and you will lock in your purchase. Please note that your bonuses from me will be inside your purchase area if purchased through my link. Now, there are two reasons why go through that process. Number one, I've got an exclusive custom bonus bundle available on this promotion. But you'll only get that if you do buy Podcast Advantage through me. Click the link in the description below and then the green button on my bonus page and then the button to purchase on the actual sales page, Podcast Advantage, and all of my exclusive bonuses that I am personally putting together for you will be yours. Each one is directly related so that you can go through the training faster and more efficiently with the ultimate goal of getting you set up and making money more quickly. So that's the first reason. Now the second reason is you can see several synchronized countdown timers on my bonus page. Now these start when the product launches and finish when the launch period closes. And when they hit 0, I will be removing all of my bonuses. So to avoid disappointment, you want to make your purchase through me before that does hit 0. And you'll get my entire bonus bundle. And this is one that you should not miss. Next, I'd like to point out who this course is actually for. Well, basically anyone can buy this course because many different affiliates are promoting it. And in some cases, in not the most ethical way. So what I want to do is provide you with an understanding of who's actually going to get the best value from grabbing this course today. First, if you're not looking at creating content, I believe this ain't really going to apply to you very much. It is ideal for those wishing to build engaging media content but don't want to be intimidated by getting on camera. It's important to understand that the reach from podcast blows blogs and YouTube channels away. This is your opportunity to get in on the ground floor of this currently relatively untapped market. This is not by any means a push button system. It's a whole program that will give you a complete roadmap of the art of podcasting, the strategies to make your podcasting journey an absolute success, unlike you've never ever imagined. Now, I was so interested in promoting this course because it's a type of business that I operate this course because it's a type of business that I operate continuously. It requires fresh new content. And I have for this year plans to start my own podcast series. So Podcast Academy came at the right time for me. But has it for you? Now, I create my own digital products on a regular basis, and the podcasts will complement this. So do keep these things in mind before you go ahead and make your purchasing decision. Now, you might be thinking, if I'm going to buy this course, what about the equipment that I need to set this up? Well, Steve actually covers equipment setups within different budgets from high all the way down to the budget end setups. So everyone is covered. But most of us actually find that we actually own most of the equipment needed already. So let's have a look inside the members area. So I've logged into the members area. So I want to go ahead here into the members area of Podcast Advantage. As you can see, it's a module based video training that takes you from setting up your workspace all the way through to post launch activities. I want to talk through some of the pros and cons, and I want to tell you what each of these modules contains. So I'll let you know about my exclusive bonuses in addition to those that you can get from clicking the link underneath this video to grab your copy of Podcast Advantage. The whole program has been designed so that everything is in order, so that people can follow it step by step. So you will need to follow it in order. Simple. When I entered the members area and started going through the material, I had a number of ahas. A to Z roadmap of creating your own professional podcast the right way from the get-go. Let's jump in and I'll explain what I found when I dived in as soon as I was granted pre-release access to the program. The first module is what Steve calls the primer. Before he gets into the podcast creation, Steve has very cleverly covered some prerequisites. And so after explaining what a podcast actually is, he discusses some mindset and branding issues before specifically covering types and lengths of show and goal setting, preparing you for the next section. Going back to mindset, now I absolutely love it when a training addresses mindset, because for many years I tried to make a living online, but now I realise I was held back because my mindset was not on point. It's something that should not be taken lightly. So pay special attention to this first module. Next, equipment is covered. Here you'll discover exactly what you need and what you don't need to get started. Some of what Steve shows you can be done with equipment that you already have, and he goes through some free tools that will boost your results. Talk turns onto how to set up your workspace and through the equipment needed using basic, mid-range and high-end setups, so everybody is covered. And now that we have the equipment side of things sorted, we get to step one, creating your podcast. In this section that delves into the first steps of creating the podcast, including discussions about what the episode will look like, creating introductions, a walk through the mention to this part, and whether you should have guests and much, much more. Next, we get into step two, designing your podcast. One of the biggest draws to your podcast is going to be the design. An extremely helpful module. That means having a good logo, a good cover design that will make people want to click on it. Here, Steve takes you through how to do that. Step 3, recording and editing. This is the technical part of the course where you learn how to record and edit your production. You're going to learn how to make your audio sound great and learn some audio skills that will stay with you for life. Step 4, launching. In this section, we're going to take you from having recorded your first podcast to launch week and beyond. From having recorded your first podcast to launch week and beyond. So how do you launch properly? What is a podcast trailer and why do you need one? And how do you create one? And Steve takes this opportunity to get everything ready for launch, included the discussions about the launch method, creating a trailer, episode titles and descriptions, uploading and distributing your podcast website, audiograms, creating your show notes, creating transcripts, and what should happen a week before your podcast. Now, in step 5, he talks about what to do after you launch. The process doesn't end when you've launched. In this section, we talk about your future episodes workflow, what you need to know about statistics and monetization. Final thoughts on the contents of the members area. Here we go. So there's an immense amount of value in here. There's a ton of value that you can get from this, even if you're an experienced podcaster. I mean, I've gone through every second of this, and trust me, there's a lot of content in here, and I've learned quite a lot myself. I'm actually working on implementing this system in my business in the way that I have learned here from inside the Podcast Advantage. There's a lot of good stuff that you can learn in here. Now, when I look at the price of Podcast Advantage, which is $37, and that's during the launch. Okay, so $37 during the launch, but this will rise to $197 after the launch. So ensure you purchase this during wisdom and understanding about how to set up your own podcast series. Seriously, I do not believe in any shape or form that this should be priced at less than $197, because you're actually being taken inside the brain and the knowledge of a person that has become very successful in his own right, creating this type of content. So at $37 during launch, it's no brainer. And don't forget, you get all of my tailor-made bonuses, which I'll go through in a bit. Now, when you do decide to pick up your copy, which you can do by clicking the link underneath this video, you're going to get my exclusive bonuses. These are the bonuses that I've put together by myself. I have exclusively created these bonuses. This isn't any PLR rehash or anything, because as I'll explain in just a while, these are directly applicable to this course. Okay? And just on a side note, if you pick up Upsell 1, I've also got bonuses for that. I've got bonuses for Upsell 2 and Upsell 3. I'll go through that in a moment. Okay? And these will all cut down the time it takes to go through the program. Upsells. So when you do decide to pick up Podcast Advantage, there'll be a sales funnel there, and you'll be offered a choice and a chance to purchase some additional products. Now, I want to walk you through exactly what they are and whether or not I think that you should go and pick them up. Now, although related to the front end, I need to make it clear that none of these upsells are required in order to get more out of the training or make the systems and strategies disclosed in the Podcast Advantage training work in any different ways in their entirety. Okay? So let's look at what's available in the one-time offer section of the Podcast Advantage funnel. The first one-time offer is OTO 1, and it's $67. Now, this is called Podcast Masterclass. Podcast Masterclass, the course that shows you the monetization and promotion techniques that work best for your podcast. Now, these are advanced trainings that are of the equal high quality standard to the introduction to monetization and promotion that you get in Podcast Masterclass. But this training goes a lot further, and it covers speeding up your editing, monetization, getting into the new and noteworthy section, the power of audiograms, guesting, advantages of hosting podcasts on Red Circle, and mechanics of growth. This upsell is extremely useful. Mechanics of growth. This upsell is extremely useful as the advanced strategies take your podcast series to another level. I recommend you actually seriously consider getting this upsell if you are serious about taking podcasting to absolute amazing levels. Now, once again, this is not required to make anything function in the Podcast Advantage training, but it's seriously worth considering. OTO2 is $97. And Steve has called this podcast website for obvious reasons. Now, Podcast Advantage website upgrade, Steve has put together a WordPress website preloaded with everything you need for successful podcast websites. Now, the top 100 podcast websites have been dissected to ensure that this site performs for you. This is a solid platform, best technology that's available out there at the moment. It's not loaded with useless plugins that bloat your code and make them slow down. Oh no, you're going to get something that's fast and reliable with a smart choice of plugins that the big time WordPress gurus would approve of. And before you ask, yes, it's easy to change images, logos, color schemes without having to touch a single line of code. All you need to do is install the site with full video instructions included, and you just fill in the blanks. You won't even have to import each podcast episode. That is taken care for you. You just need your RSS feed. This will save an incredible amount of time for you. If your goal is to have a site which contains each and every podcast you create, or you can create your own site from scratch, it's down to you. After all, you need to learn how to put this together, and then you need to discover what makes an exceptional podcast site. And Steve has got you covered on this one. So save your time. If you want this, just grab it at this amazing value. The next upsell 3, OTO3, is at $297. And it's called the Webcam Advantage Bundle. Steve actually had a program that came out some time ago, and it's called the Webcam Advantage. Okay, this is the whole bundle. This is the whole funnel that you'll be getting here. Okay, and it's an absolutely amazing price when you look at the front end. Retails currently at $197. Anyway, this bundle of the Webcam Advantage products teaches you exactly how to stream and record with your webcam and how to get the best out of the equipment you already have. Your clients will also get a streaming masterclass that will teach you the insider secrets of turning your basic videos into fully blown professional broadcasts in no time at all, and learn how to up their video game, engage more clients with great looking videos, and produce more engaging video content that is not just them sitting at their desk. Now, okay, bonuses. Now, if you do decide to pick up Podcast Advantage through my link, I have 4 bonuses available for you. Let me walk you through exactly what they are. You can read about them by clicking through to my review page and scroll down there, and you can see a quick summary of what they are. All of my bonuses have been developed with a mindset to help you with implementing the Podcast Advantage training. The program has many features, as is invaluable for both newbie and experienced podcast creators. Now, I personally learned by taking notes, summarizing, and then making checklists to use the information to rinse and repeat my systems. Setting up your new podcast series, and so a fast process and not reinventing the wheel each time. Not just that, although the program has the mindset, the education, and the case studies for you to become successful, overwhelm can be crippling for some people. So for this reason, I've included my personal bonuses, which will help you overcome time restrictions and overwhelm. So here are the bonuses you'll receive if you purchase Podcast Advantage by clicking any button on my bonus page. Cheat sheets. Get through each module in super fast time. I've gone through each video and summarized each one. noting what is in it, allowing you to go through each module following these handy cheat sheets. I recommend you go through each module step by step. You lead back if you need to refresh yourself on any part of the golden nuggets within this program. These are essential to save your valuable time. Transcriptions. I'm going to include all of the transcriptions, word for word. The videos have been transcribed by myself personally. Now, there are many hours of training contained here. Now, if you check out my Fiverr gig and you will see that these transcriptions are invaluable and worth a lot more than the cost of the program, whether you use them to make notes or to read them whilst watching the videos. An invaluable resource for those who learn by reading and making notes, but for everyone else, a fast shortcut to note taking. Checklists. As you go through, you'll be able to check off and monitor where you are in the process. Let these checklists guide you through the complete process, saving you time, enabling you to make more money. Now, if you purchase OTO1, which is the podcast masterclass, I will also include the transcriptions, cheat sheets, and checklists for that series. Now, that's invaluable. If you purchase OTO2 podcast website, then I will also include the transcription, cheat sheets, and checklists for that series. Again, invaluable. Now, if you purchase OTO3, the Webcam Advantage bundle, I will personally design any intro and outro video with music for any project of your choice. This is massive. This is massive. It's another Fiverr gig that I run. Okay, absolutely massive. Again, you can check out my personally created bonuses by clicking through my link here. So just a quick recap. All of my bonuses are directly related to Podcast Advantage. In order for you to go through the training faster, I will be taking the notes, creating the checklists and cheat sheets for you personally. Okay, I don't is learn, implement and make bank. I'm excited to produce these bonuses, especially for you, to accelerate your success. So grab Podcast Advantage by clicking on my links here before the timer hits 0 to guarantee receiving my bonuses. I will take them down after the timer hits 0 and they will not be available after that. Okay, these are for the people who only buy during the launch period. So then we have all of the vendor bonuses. So as always, any bonuses that the vendor includes in his sales page, you will get automatic access to them. You'll see other affiliates that will be promoting Podcast Advantage and they will just give you the vendor bonuses. They package it up in a different way and they'll try and make you think that it's their own bonuses, but actually they've just been given access to them by the vendor. And you can see with me, I'm going to give you all of those anyway. And in addition, all of the custom exclusive bonuses are only available through me. Those anyway. And in addition, all of the custom exclusive bonuses are only available through me, because that's what I personally create for you as well. And I don't give anybody else access to those. Now, your bonuses will be inside your purchase area. If you purchase through my link in the delivery area, you'll find them and I will give you instructions on how to get to the bonus delivery page so you can get access to all of those bonuses that I've just run through. So there they are, my bonuses. Okay, not meaning to keep you much longer. Podcast Advantage, I can't say enough about it. I think it's a great program if you're an internet marketer and if you want a great way to add extra revenue to your business efforts through podcasts. Make sure you grab Podcast Advantage before the end of April the 28th, 2022. And make sure as well you pick up any of the recommended upsells through my link and therefore qualify for my exclusive bonuses on them. You will not be disappointed. Watching this video, my name is Andy McCall. This is my review of Podcast Advantage from Steve Meller. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this. Discover the insider secrets of top podcasters that turn even the smallest of ideas into hyper successful shows that will boost your credibility and delight your audience. Now go get Podcast Advantage and my bonuses